Hello and welcome back to the Gaily Digest. I'm Nigel.
And I'm Joshua.
Welcome to part 2 of our Christmas special. Now, as you know, on the last part of our Christmas special, we finished by talking about our top 5 Christmas movies. Now, we were going to include our listeners' top 5 Christmas movies, but we didn't have time at the end of the last episode. So what we're going to do is we're going to start this episode by talking about your top 5 Christmas movies. So without further ado, let's crack her on. Now, a little while back, we asked our listeners to provide us with their top 5 Christmas movies. We've had a few responses on the socials, and we're going to read some of them out to you now. The first one is from New London Boy, who gave us a list, although he's done it 1 to 5. So I'm going to read it back to front. Number 5, he's put in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, which I think was your number 1, wasn't it, Josh?
Great taste.
Absolutely great taste. And number 4, Bad Santa. Love that movie. 4, The Holdovers. I've not seen that.
I haven't either.
I wonder what that's about. Maybe New London Boy, you can tell us. Number 2, Elf, and number 1, White Christmas. Some great choices there. We've also got Matty, who's put his top 5 as number 5, Home Alone. Number 4, The Grinch, the Jim Carrey version. Number 3, The Santa Claus. And equally at number 2 as New London Boy, Elf. And number 1, Muppet Christmas Carol.
Another great choice.
Absolutely great choice. We also had Mark Britt that's got in contact. He said his favourite Christmas movie for the past few years has been White Christmas with Rosemary Clooney, Vera Allen, Bing Crosby and Danny Kaye. He's also put a Thanksgiving movie that he likes to watch is Home for the Holidays. And he's also put Single All the Way is a fun gay rom-com. It's definitely that.
100%.
And we've also had the Kamikaze contact us, and in no particular order, has said Arthur Christmas, Home Alone, Violent Night, The Muppet Christmas Carol, and Nightmare Before Christmas. And also we've had Ricky Ixie Pixie, who's contacted us saying It's a Wonderful Life, Four Christmases, Edward Scissorhands. I didn't realise Edward Scissorhands was a Christmas film.
That's a unique choice.
That's quite a unique choice. Home Alone and Bad Santa. Some great choices there too. And I think that's all. Have you had any, Josh?
I think you've just read them all out. There was on the post, weren't they?
I think that's all of them, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, that's your top 5 Christmas movies. Thanks for sending those in. We appreciate it. If you've got any more, please do let us know. Let us know on the socials.
As we all know, Christmas is a time for giving or receiving, whatever you fancy on the day. But while we've been browsing, I've been spotting a few comical gifts. Have you seen any, Nigel?
I may have seen a few.
Yeah, and we thought we'd share some with you in case you want to get them for those people that you love but you don't necessarily like.
Or people you just don't like.
Or that. Do you want to start?
Oh, why not? I'll start. That's very generous of you.
You're welcome.
So whilst I've been browsing, I have found now. Normally, if there's someone that I think I have people I know that like candles, and so I was looking for some Christmas candles, and I found a range that is called Crude Candles, and I thought, oh, this sounds a bit fun, and their sort of tagline is "Bad Names, Beautiful Scent." So I'm going to read some of the scents out to you. The first one's Morning Breath, which I think is lovely. Odor. No, I'm not going to read that one out. Mainly because we'll probably get banned. This one's Fanny Farts. Arse Aroma, which sounds quite fragrant. Oh, Fishy Flaps. No. Fanny Flutters. Oh, no.
Oh, dear.
Sweaty Snatch.
I can't say I think that they will smell beautiful.
I can't read that one. No. Oh, a cheesy cock.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, but yeah, that's yeah. There's a couple there I'm not reading out because I think we would get into trouble and we'd probably get banned. So yeah, that's the candles that I found. What have you found?
I've also seen some candles. And one of these brands is called Wanky Candle, which I think is an absolutely brilliant name.
That is brilliant.
But I also saw a calendar with a scent that might match some of the ones you've just read out. One of them being Santa's sweaty scrotum. Now, if you want that lovely, warm, welcoming scent for when your family come over on Christmas Day.
Well, he does come and empty his sack over your floor on Christmas morning, doesn't he?
Dear Lord. But yeah, another gift that I saw that is very much my personality. It's called a gift box of nothing. Now you can send this box to someone, and when they open it, there's a lovely little note in saying, "Here's a box of nothing." That is the epitome of my personality, and I may order that actually.
Who are you going to get that for?
I can't say. I'll ruin it, wouldn't it?
That's true. That's true. So I've seen some calendars. Calendars. Everyone gets a calendar at Christmas because it's their way of seeing in the new year. There's one that's quite appropriate. That's very gay. It's a laugh out loud calendar, and it's the 2025 calendar of Chicken Daddies. It's got, as you flick through it, it's got a lot of camp, semi-clad men in cowboy gear that are daddies, and they're holding a rather large, fat cockerel, shall we say? So that's quite camp and quite humorous as well, I think, and in some ways probably a little bit erotic for some people. But yeah, so that's that calendar I found.
You've ordered that, haven't you?
I haven't.
You can have that in your bedroom.
No.
Sure.
Certain.
Well, another gift that I've saw that I might actually buy this for a child in my family because their face would be a picture.
I dread to think.
Now, it's some batteries in a bag, and on the bag it says, "Gift not included."
That's just cruel.
Someone's got to be a bit of a Grinch.
And it has to be you.
Definitely.
Well, I found these next few are calendars because I'm kind of going down that theme. This one, now, every gay loves a dick pic.
Yes.
No denial. No denial from you.
I thought about it for a few seconds.
Thought, oh, my secret's out.
Everybody knows.
Well, I found a calendar that is medieval dick pics for 2025, and you know how, dear listener, if you can hear funny noises in the background, some squeaks, it's we've got a couple of extra guests this episode, namely the dogs. It's not Joshua's joints squeaking or creaking.
It may be my joints as well.
Just stay still.
Yes, I'll try.
Anyway, back to the medieval dick pics calendar. Basically, you know how medieval art is done in such a way that it's art like that. It's artwork like that of various men with their penises out in a medieval artistic
Are they
style.
in like those torture chambers?
No. I mean, there's on the cover. There's a man in like a gown of some sort, flashing his penis at another person. And as you go through it, there's a lot of similar pictures.
To be fair, looking at that image on your screen, it just looks like most gays on Halloween.
Yeah, I'll go with that. But there's also, on the medieval range, there's also ugly medieval cats. So there's medieval pictures of cats.
See, I need that.
Ugly medieval cats.
Well, for me, the uglier the animal, the cuter they are.
Yes. And then there's ugly medieval owls as well.
Oh, that looks a bit satanistic.
Satanic, yes. It's very satanic.
I like that.
Yeah. And that's it of the medieval range.
Well, I have one more gift.
I've got one more after.
Now, this is a great gift. It'll get you through all the holiday. It'll keep you occupied. You'll have plenty to do.
What's that?
All right. Now, it's a 1 million piece jigsaw puzzle, but there's a catch. Do you know what it is?
There's 999,999 pieces.
No, it's expert level because it's a bag of sand. Now, I did tell you that it'd take you plenty of time to do it. I weren't lying.
Oh, you see, I said these are the sort of gifts you want to get people you just don't like.
Yeah.
They're not
Or
the
children, like the battery one.
Oh, well, the last one I found, it's another calendar. It's the 2025 Angry Cat Calendar, and it's entitled Pissed Off Cats. And it is just a picture of cats looking pissed off.
To be fair, most of them pictures probably look like me in the morning.
To be fair, yeah, the one on the cover does look like you in the morning.
I agree.
Wet and miserable.
Beg your pardon. Filth. You like your calendars, don't you?
Well, they were the things that popped up.
Anyone that gets a gift from Nigel this year, it's probably a calendar.
It's probably going to be a calendar. I hope you enjoy yours.
I hope it's the Angry Cats one. I like that one.
No, it's the medieval dick pics.
Oh, that'll do.
I did think about the chicken daddies, but I think you'd like that too much.
Yeah. I'd never get out anywhere, would I?
No, you have to prise each page open.
That's what a laminator's for. What are you doing
I'm pouring a drink.
during the podcast?
Yeah, it's Christmas.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind, but it's 10:30 in the morning.
I don't know what you're on about. You got a glass of wine there.
Shush. For the record, it's actually in the evening, not the morning.
Yeah, but surely you start with a drink on Christmas morning.
Yes, but it's not Christmas morning, Nigel.
Oh dear. Anyway, so what are we going on about next? Oh yeah, Christmas adverts.
Now you finish your drink.
No, I finished pouring. I haven't finished the drink.
It won't take you long.
Yeah, Christmas adverts. Have you seen many Christmas adverts this year?
I've seen a couple. I've seen the new Coca-Cola one that is an abomination and it's disgraceful.
Is that the one made by AI?
The whole thing's made by AI. It looks terrible. The people's expressions could be in a horror film. It is awful, and they have
Do they
ruined.
also have like 6 fingers
No, they look like they're going to kill you outside in the snow.
on 7 hands?
Yeah, and their smiles. It's scary, and they've ruined the memory of the Coca-Cola ad.
See, that was when you knew it was Christmas, when the Coca-Cola ad came on TV.
Yeah, you watch this one, and Christmas is over.
Oh, that's not good.
Have you seen any?
I've seen the new John Lewis one.
Ooh,
I really liked that. I really like that one. It's basically it's a tale of a man and a robin. The man is walking in the countryside when a robin lands in front of him, and he kind of befriends it a little bit. There's a nice little moment between them, and then another day he goes back there and he can't find the robin. The robin's disappeared, and then he finds the robin on the floor, gasping for breath.
Oh no!
So very festive. And he resuscitates it. He basically gives it life again, and they just seem to develop a beautiful friendship from there on. And it's typical of the style of John Lewis adverts. They always do things that are going to clutch at the heartstrings.
They do like themes around animals.
Definitely.
But I don't think you can beat the 2016 one with the
The
dog.
one with the dragon.
No, the one with the animals having the best time of their life on the trampoline.
Ah, yes.
That's probably my favourite Christmas advert, and I don't think I've had one that's topped it yet.
Was it the fox that the first one that went in?
Yeah, and I
and
think
then-
there was a badger and a dog, and there's all
It
sorts in it.
wasn't it a boxer dog, wasn't it?
Yes, there's so many animals in it, and they're all having a great time on a
That was a good
trampoline.
one. I really did enjoy that one.
I don't think you can top it.
I think their worst one was the one with the skateboard.
Did it have an animal in it?
No, had a
That's
kid.
why. See, you swap the animals for a child, and it's terrible. Keep the animals in them.
There was also the one with the old man on the moon, wasn't there?
Did that have an animal in it?
No, it had an old man.
Then I don't like it. Wasn't there a bit of controversy around one of the ads this year?
The Boots one.
What was that about?
Boots Christmas ad. Basically, it had Adjoa Ando, the actress from I can't remember, Bridgerton.
Okay.
And she's been in a number of other things. But there's been a bit of uproar over that recently. The ad is basically her. I think she plays like the fairy godmother or Mrs. Claus in the advert, and she's going around like the workshops and stuff like that. And basically, it's obviously bringing up all sorts of different items that Boots are selling for Christmas, like gift sets and stuff like that.
Well, it is an ad.
And I'm pretty sure during it as well, there's the use of they them pronouns as well.
Okay, that's good.
And I'm sure there's non-binary people that are featured in it, possibly a trans person, I think, as well. But it's caused a lot of controversy because there's a lot of people that are saying it's woke.
Oh, God.
I mean, for God's sake, people, grow up. Woke isn't an insult.
Again.
Woke isn't a bad thing.
What's woke about it this time?
They them pronouns.
Anything else?
The fact that Mrs. Claus is played by a black actor.
How will they ever get through Christmas after this tragedy?
I know. Maybe they need that gift of a box of nothing.
Wasn't there a lady on she was a lovely lady, not, on Twitter, of all the places, the dumpster fire. She was saying that she's never going to shop in Boots again, and all these other people are, I'm avoiding them, boycott, when you can guarantee she probably has never been in a Boots. She never would have gone in a Boots to start with. She said she wrote to the CEO, I think.
Oh, that's right, and she was handing back her Advantage card.
Yeah, because the CEO really cares.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll miss her.
So what we're going to do is we're going to go to Boots, we're going to buy something, and then we're going to cancel out her
negativity.
So she's being cancelled.
Yep, she's been cancelled.
Yeah, we're over her.
We're absolutely over her. But yeah, I'm just tired of people crying woke at things that, as if they think that's going to be putting it down and saying that's a bad thing. I mean, like we mentioned in our first episode, you've got politicians and people in positions of power that are using that term, and they're just misusing it.
Well, effectively, they're saying it without saying it. They want every single advert to be white people, straight people. They don't want anybody that's outside of that box because it makes them look in a mirror of what the real world's like, and they don't like that.
Yeah, and it shows them up to be bigots. And I have no shame in saying that because they are bigots.
I'll call it them to the face.
Oh, absolutely. But yeah, is there any other adverts that you can think of that you've seen this year?
Not unless they had animals in, I can't remember them. There's a theme here, isn't there? Unless there's an animal, I don't really care.
To be fair, you are an animal lover.
Yes. That's one of my favourite ones, got several of them in one video.
Oh, dear. But yeah, I mean, listeners, if you've got any Christmas adverts that you've seen that you like that you want to mention, drop us a DM on our socials.
And please let us know what you think about that horrific Coca-Cola ad.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we'd be interested to hear your views on the Coca-Cola
Apologies
ad.
that I'm making you watch it and then let me know what you think of it.
They've probably already seen it and thought, what is this?
Let out that outrage. Yeah. Let us know.
Yes, let us know on the socials. Either DM us or you can
leave a comment.
Leave us a comment. On our socials, we put some posts out about asking you, our listeners, what it's like being LGBTQ plus at Christmas. We know that there are various different views, there's various different stories, various different experiences, some good, some bad.
I've been receiving quite a few DMs and looking through the replies on our posts.
Yeah.
There's, not surprisingly, unfortunately, a lot of people were saying that they're going to be spending it alone, or they've moved away from family because of it's a bit toxic, or they're having to actually visit family and put up with that toxic environment and not be who they really are because it causes this clashing and they don't want to ruin their Christmas. But whilst they're trying not to ruin everyone else's Christmas just for being themselves, they're actually not enjoying their own Christmas.
So they're just having a bad experience at Christmas.
Yeah, and
to make other people happy, basically.
Exactly, and that's just. I do find myself very lucky that I don't have to go through that myself, and it really hurts me to hear that people are going through that on Christmas Day.
Well, you know what? Listening to that, it makes me feel guilty because I mean, I've always grown up with Christmas with the family, and I have had to hide my sexuality at Christmas when I've had my grandparents around, because my grandparents, they were always of an age where it was frowned upon, and there'd always been the odd comments when there was talk of, prime example, Elton John marrying his husband, David Furnish, and it came up at the dinner table soon after I'd come out to my mum and dad and my sister, and my nan made some rather negative remarks. Now, I mean, my nan's since passed away. Regardless of that, I loved her regardless. And that wouldn't change, because deep down, aside from those views, they were views of her that she had growing up.
Well, it's taught, isn't it?
Yeah, she'd never come out of those views. But, and the same with my granddad. So, and they were quite late in their life, and I knew they didn't have many years left. So I kept it to myself, because one thing I didn't want to do was tell them, and the shock perhaps be a cause of them having some kind of medical episode, which can happen.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to live with that guilt, so I kind of hid it, even though I was still asked from time to time, "Got a girlfriend yet?" No.
I think we've all had that.
But yeah, so I understand for some people what it's like having to hide their true selves at Christmas when they have family gatherings, and to have to try and bite your tongue as well. So I do kind of empathise with people that have experienced that.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of, because we have a few followers from America, and obviously at the moment they're having, with the election that's just happened,
Oof.
A lot of them have family that voted for somebody who does not want them to exist, and that is an incredibly difficult thing to get through, knowing your own family voted against you.
I can't even imagine that.
And in America, they obviously have Thanksgiving and then Christmas. Is it a month later?
Yeah, I think Thanksgiving is end of November, isn't it?
So they have two very big holidays that are family orientated, and that is a huge wedge being placed between everybody, because you don't want to bring politics up, do you, around the table? Or if you have that weird uncle that everybody has, who mentions something about loving Trump or something.
They do say, don't they, don't bring up politics with family and friends, because that's guaranteed to drive division.
But imagine how on edge you'd be, knowing that you have family that support that, and being on edge that it might get brought up or anything like that. It must be incredibly
hard.
Yeah, and the anxiety it would cause.
Yeah.
As well. But one person sent me a message which stood out to me, because I think a lot of the things they're going to go through, I think a lot of us have actually gone through or experienced some of these things. I'm going to keep them anonymous, and I'm going to use neutral pronouns.
I think that's fair.
But what they said was they are going to be spending Christmas with family and friends, but it is really challenging, because they have a brother-in-law, and this brother-in-law loves to make jokes specifically about gay people, such as saying his friends are basically gay but without the sex, or things like that. And this brother-in-law's also made comments about this person shouldn't really be around their nephew, because that might make the nephew turn out gay, just because they're gay. Now, I think a lot of us may have experienced that kind of comments made, because there is ignorance, and people think if you're just being around somebody, you're going to make the younger person turn out gay as well. That's not how it works, but I'm pretty sure lots of us have had that.
Newsflash, dear listener, you can't catch gay. You either are or you aren't.
Exactly. You're either fabulous or you're not. But yeah, they said that they were going to they are going to go, but the only reason they're really going is because it is their family and it's only for a few hours. And then they're just going to grin and bear it, not really be themselves, and then they're going to leave, which just sounds horrible to me. It just sounds like that is just not fair.
It's not, because the that individual is literally putting everyone else first. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's admirable that they are putting others first, but they're doing it for the wrong reasons. They're doing it for the wrong reasons because it's Christmas. Everybody should be first, all together.
And they're going to have to go to this event with this person there, worrying what they're going to say this time, or if they're going to make these comments and how they're going to react. They need to stay calm, because if they snap, everyone's going to probably say it's their fault. It's just a joke, these kind of things. But they did say that they are going to make time around Christmas where they go and spend with their chosen family, which I think many LGBT plus people will relate to, because a lot of people in the community have lost their family because of who they are, and then we have this unique thing where we can just build our own family.
Yeah.
But they said they're going to spend it with them, and they can be around a family environment where they can just be themselves, they can just be gay and happy, and no one's going to bat an eyelid. And that's how it should be.
Yeah, I think that's an important thing. I mean, you mentioned chosen family, and I do think that's an important thing. So, for those listening to this, I would say, and this is something I would be more than happy to do, if I knew of someone that was going to be lonely at Christmas, that just wanted to have someone they can spend Christmas with, I would be happy for people to join us for Christmas.
Same.
Because I would. That's if they wanted to. I get there are some people out there that just don't do Christmas. It's just another day to them, and they're more than happy just doing their usual thing that they normally do on Christmas Day.
We did have a few people say that they're just going to relax at home by themselves, play some games, eat some. They're not even going to have a Christmas dinner. They're going to have a pizza, which to me sounds actually quite nice. You haven't got to faff around and cook all that dinner.
True.
Not that I'm cooking. I'm going to my mum's and she's cooking. I'm not going to wash them either.
But going back to what I was saying, I mean, as a family, we actually did that with our elderly neighbour one year, because her sons just did not make the effort to visit her.
And there's so many people, like millions probably, that are having the same experience.
Yeah, and she was on her own for Christmas, and we hated that. So we had her around for Christmas dinner, presents, evening stuff, and that's the sort of people that we are. So if I knew of people that were nearby, that were local, and they were going to be on their own at Christmas, I'd happily invite them round. And, I've no doubt they would show the right kind of gratitude and be grateful for it. So if you do know of people out there that are alone at Christmas, that would love to be able to spend Christmas with people, if you can, show them some kindness, show them some generosity at Christmas. That's what the Christmas season is about. It's about giving and receiving.
And there was, I don't know if it's not just on Twitter or whether it's elsewhere, but on Twitter there was a thing started by Sarah Millican, and that was a hashtag join in. And that was where people could go on Twitter and use that hashtag to talk to strangers who are on their own at Christmas.
Yes, so I remember that.
It's just replying to their posts and saying, what are you up to? I'm doing this. How are you? And just talking to people who are on their own. I don't think she's doing it this year, but the hashtag is still going, and she is encouraging people to do it. So if you have a little spare time on Christmas Day, use the hashtag join in, and you can just give a few moments of take away the silence from so many people just for a few moments, and just let them know somebody's there and somebody's listening.
Bit of joy and happiness at Christmas.
That's what we need.
Which is what it's all about. I mean, for a public figure like that to do something so kind, and it takes very little effort as well.
Doesn't cost you anything.
Doesn't cost anything.
Just a little bit of time.
And she's not even asking for money or anything like that
No.
to do that.
Just a little bit of time just to talk to a stranger, and where they could be sitting on their own all Christmas and never see a soul or speak to anybody. Imagine that little bit of joy you could give someone, and I think that gives a lot back to you as well, that good feeling that you've gave somebody that little bit of hope.
So dear listeners, if you're listening to this and thinking, could I do something to help someone at Christmas? Have a think about it. Could you? If you can, why not? I know I certainly would. Christmas is not just a time for giving, for presents, for family coming together, for laughs and fun. It's also a time when people play pranks on each other.
You're a prankster, you are.
I love pranks. I've got a great prank that I play at Christmas. Have you got any pranks that you play? Or do you know of any pranks?
I don't do pranks, but there's one specific thing that involves pranks that I can't say strongly enough how much it irritates me. I would swear, but I know my mum listens, so I'm not going to swear.
That's unusual for you.
Yes, I know. But
effing C, this, that, and the other.
Speaking of effing, them effing elves, they drive me like they make
the elf on a shelf.
They make my blood boil.
Why?
Because not only are they everywhere, they're in every shop, but then you're on Facebook and stuff. You have these mums that literally post about them every bloody morning. Oh, how can I do this? What can I do next? They do it doing stupid things like, oh, it spilt some jam on the kitchen.
You know what's going to happen? Your mum's going to listen to this and she's going to buy one. And she's going to start doing it around the house at Christmas.
Or they'll do stupid flour talc everywhere and all this chocolate spread all over the wall. And I ain't being funny.
Hang on.
Yeah, but they make it look like it's cracked up the wall or something. But
what is the chocolate spread on the wall meant to symbolise?
They will make it look like it's done that on the wall. That's the whole...
Santa?
No, the elf.
Oh.
But they do it every day building up to Christmas. And I'm just thinking, the kid comes downstairs, they'll laugh for like 3 seconds and then they go away and they don't care. You've got to clean that up. It's stupid and it irritates me more than it should because it's the most stupid idea and they make millions off it every year. And when you see some of these posts on Facebook and stuff where they're asking for ideas, I'm just thinking, get a life, give them a chocolate advent calendar and call it a day.
Someone actually did ask for an idea once when they put it on Facebook. I said, put some ketchup in the bottom of a blender and stick the elf in. Say they've had an accident.
I just think that it should be illegal because I hate it so much. With a passion, it's probably the most hated thing on my
Anything else you like?
No, I'm just being pessimistic. I just hate it all. I just hate mess, really.
Don't you?
I just don't get the idea of making mess for yourself to clean up and having to do it every single day of the month when Christmas is already stressful. But you do get pranks as well that I also hate, believe it or not. More of them. Only when it's done to me. I'd love to do it to everybody else. I might do this to my grandma, actually. She doesn't listen. She doesn't know how tech works. I tried to explain what a podcast was to her, and it took me about 3 days, and she still don't know what it is.
Dear listener, this is Joshua's rant for Christmas.
The Christmas rant. I do it every day.
Everyone's entitled to a rant. Carry on.
But I would love to send my grandma a Christmas card. One of them ones that explodes glitter everywhere.
I thought you hated mess.
Yeah, but it's in her house, not mine. It's only when it's in my house. Have you got any pranks you'd do? Because you are a prankster.
It's funny you should mention that. And it's interesting that you mentioned about sending your grandmother a Christmas card. Something I do, and it's great fun. I would recommend doing it. Send your parents Christmas cards from fictional people.
Oh, yeah.
Because then when they open it, they think, who the hell was that?
Yeah, but you're the kind of person who you'll go, oh, it's so-and-so from down there. Don't you remember he was here last Christmas? You would proper make them think they've got something wrong with them.
No, knowing my mother, she would be like, I've no idea who the hell this is.
She'd still put it up on the door.
She would. She'd put her ribbons up on the door that she attaches her cards to.
Speaking of Christmas cards, you can get Christmas cards that when you open them, they play a Christmas song and you can't stop it.
Yes, I've
Now
seen
that, genius. But again,
I would drive my mother mad.
But again, not to me, but to anyone else. I might do that to my grandma as well, so she's going to have a glitter bomb and a card that won't shut off.
Dear listener, if you would like Joshua's address, just DM me.
I'll sue.
Oh, but yeah, it's great fun. You literally... And then when you go round, you say, who's this card from? I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? They've obviously got your address.
You're going to do so many of them to your poor mother like me and my poor grandma.
It's brilliant fun, though. Listeners, if you've got any pranks that you do at Christmas, please do let us know in the comments or via a DM, or even reply to our posts on our socials.
Are you pouring another drink?
Yep.
That bottle of Jack Daniels is dropping down.
Well, yes. I do like my Jack Daniels, but I'm getting ready to party because we're going on to our top 5 Christmas songs.
Oh, let's go.
Do you want to go first this time?
What order are we going in? Are we going down again?
We're going down, aren't we?
Okay. Well,
like we can.
Not recording that. My songs are very from back in the day, because I used to go to my grandma always used to have like a Christmas Eve family gathering, and I'd go up and help her do all the, when the grandmas do all the really dry batches that are a bit out of date, like an inch of cheese stuck on them.
Dry what?
Dry batches. And do not do this debate where you're going to try and call it a roll or bap or
It's
whatever.
a roll or a bap.
They are cooked in...
Or a bun.
They are cooked in batches. It is a batch. You buy them in batches. You don't go in and buy one. Anyway, before I stab Nigel.
What do you call them, dear listener? Anyway, carry on with the music.
The answer is batch. Anyway, while I'm helping my grandma do all of these dry
Rolls.
batches with all this cheese and some pickled onions that she's had in the cupboard for the last 7 years, she used to play the Christmas radio, and it always used to play all these really old Christmas songs. So that's just the songs that I love, because I don't really think I like modern Christmas songs. I don't think I've heard one in the last 10 years that I actually like, to be honest. But anyway, I'm waffling on.
Can't beat the classics.
I agree. So my number 5 is I Wish It Could Be Christmas Every Day by Wizard, because I actually do wish it could be Christmas every day. Like them Christmas shops that are open all the time. I would love one. Now you're going to be the Grinch, aren't you?
I'm not going to be the Grinch, but I am going to put a bit of a spanner in the works. Now, if it was Christmas every day, then there wouldn't be a shop open. You wouldn't be able to buy presents. No one would get presents, and then it'd be just miserable.
Well, you go to the Christmas shop.
Why not have it like Christmas week? So you've got a week to build up to get a few things, celebrate Christmas, happy days.
You're really raining down on my song rather than some light snow.
It's a great song. I love that song.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I do love that song.
What's your number 5 then?
My number 5, again, like you, going back to the classics, and it's Merry Christmas Everyone by Shakin' Stevens.
Oh,
I love that song.
It's always on the radio.
Yes, I love that song. I used to do it at karaoke brilliantly.
You and your karaoke.
Loved it.
Like the last episode.
So what's your number 4?
My number 4 is, again, one that everybody knows, although it can be a bit controversial for the stupid straight people that like to say one specific word really loudly because they think they can.
I think I know what one this is going to be.
It's Fairy Tale of New York by the Pogues. Now, I think everybody knows that. It's an absolutely incredible song. And I love it. And I know practically every word of the updated version.
Yes. The woke version, you mean?
Oh, yeah, because I am so woke. Woke and proud.
Absolutely. You've got to be proud to be woke. Yeah, that's a great song. It's a great song. I mean, yeah, you've got that word in it that is a homophobic slur. And yes, there are people out there that think because it's in a song, I can say it at the top of my voice when that word comes up, but the rest of the song I mumble.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah, I get that.
We will give you a death stare when you do that.
Yes.
What's your number 4?
My number 4. Now, I've gone a little bit different with this one. It's I Wish It Could Be Christmas Every Day, not the one by Wizard.
That's sacrilegious.
It's the Kylie Minogue version.
You've just gone camp for just because it's camp.
I love it.
Yeah, but it's not a classic original.
No, I know it's not an original, but it's so camp and upbeat and poppy. I love it. It's brilliant.
You are really camp.
I am not camp.
You are. I've seen you walk.
Dare you? Walk? Seen me walk?
No,
I've seen you walk. You've got more mints than Sainsbury's.
I don't go to Sainsbury's, thank you very much.
What's your number 3, Josh?
Number 3. Again, lately it's been a bit controversial again. It's been on the radio like every day for the last 3 weeks because people like to get angry. No, it's Do They Know It's Christmas by Band Aid, but it's the original because they keep redoing it.
Was it 1984, the original?
Before my time, but not yours. But they keep redoing it, and every time they redo it, it gets worse. So just play the old one, and then just leave it. Stop redoing it. Although it is for charities, I suppose it does make money. But
how many versions have they done now? And I know they did a Band-Aid 2.
I want to say 100.
And I know they did a third one about a decade ago or something like that.
I want to say about 100, but it's probably about 4. But yeah, they put people on there, and I don't know who they are because I'm getting old. I'm like, who are you? I don't know who you are. I don't know anybody. Anyway, what's yours?
My number 3. I love this one. And it featured in Home Alone 2.
Oh.
All Alone at Christmas by Darlene Love.
Ugh.
I absolutely adore that song. It's brilliant.
I think most of the soundtrack and songs in Home Alone are so they punch you in the gut. Like they really bring up this sadness that you didn't know was in you.
It's actually the first song. It's not a sad song.
It's like
it's upbeat.
It's like a sad joy feel. I don't know. You just feel this welling up at these songs because some of them don't even have any words, and it's just.
I think some of them remind you of happy times at Christmas and
like as a
good
kid,
times at Christmas and memories of Christmases gone by and people that you spent it with that you don't get to spend it with anymore. But yeah, I absolutely love that song. And whenever it plays on Home Alone 2, I'm like, yes! It's actually the first song on my Christmas playlist.
I do have a soundtrack on my phone of just the Home Alone music, although sometimes it plays like the really dramatic scenes in the middle, so you get a bit of a jump scare. Because one minute you're really sad and like feeling a bit of joy and nostalgia, and all of a sudden it's dramatic, someone's chasing you with a van or something.
What's your number 2 then?
My number 2. Now there's 2 versions of this that I like, but for 2 totally.
You pick one.
I know, but it's the same song, but it's 2 totally different scenarios.
So you criticised me for my Kylie Minogue version of "Wish It Could Be Christmas Every Day."
Well, we're not going to go back to that. We're talking about the present. So anyway,
love presents.
Last Christmas by Wham. I love that song. The video is bonkers. I think it's a very strange video, but I love that song. But I don't know if you know this, but I have a bit of an obsession with Cascada.
It's the Cascada version,
very
isn't it?
dancey.
Yeah.
Now, that version is a bop. 2 totally different. One of them you listen to while you're making your grandma's brunch on a Christmas Eve, and the other one you listen to at the end of Christmas when you've had way too much wine and you're in the living room in your Christmas jumper, bopping away with your family and stuff.
Talking of wine, your bottle's nearly empty.
You can talk with your Jack Daniels. What's your number 1?
My number 1. I haven't done my number 2 yet.
Well, that wine is kicking in.
That wine's gone to your head, hasn't it?
All right, hold on. What's 2?
What's 2? My 2 is what I think was your number 3. Was it your number 3? Do They Know It's Christmas by Band Aid?
Is it the original?
The original, yes.
You agree with me that the other ones are just not good?
No, they're not good enough. I mean, the second one they did, I think the second one was in the 90s, early 90s, and that was very poppy and boppy. I didn't like it. The original you cannot beat.
It's the emotion in the original.
Yeah, the original you cannot beat, and you know it's just one of those that you can't top it at all.
I agree.
And there's it's of its time, It's of its time for what it was intended to do. It was a charity single. It raised a lot of money, and rightly so, to give support for those in need. And it just lives on in its legacy. I don't get the controversy around it that it's had recently. I'm happy to be educated, though.
I think it's more that it's kind of a white saviour syndrome song. So it's like the white people are coming along to make a single and help all the people that aren't white who are all suffering and that kind of thing. But we won't really fully ever understand that.
No.
But I have listened to quite a lot of interviews lately where people have explained that, and I do genuinely understand that.
Yeah. I mean, like I say, I'd like to be educated, and that's the importance, isn't it? That's the importance of, if there are things that there is controversy around, it's important to understand why and to learn from it, because that's how we become better people.
Exactly.
By learning. So, what's your number one, Josh?
We're definitely on one this time.
We're definitely on one because
time,
I'm sober and you're not.
It's because I'm so excited for number one.
No, it's because you're pissed.
Now, my number one is probably going to bore everybody because it probably irritates most people because it's in every shop, it's on every channel. You change the channel over and it's on that other one.
Hang on a minute.
You'll know it.
Hang on a minute. Is this a certain individual that has been defrosting since Halloween ended?
Possibly. It's the...
So, hang on. So, your number one is probably the same as my number one.
It's the icon that walked along the Great Wall of China in 8-inch heels, as everybody does.
If I'm right, if I've got this wrong, we've completely fudged this bit up. If I'm right, though, I think what we're going to do, Josh, we'll have to say our number ones at the same time. And if we're both the same, and I think we are, based on what you just said.
Although everybody's guessed it already, and we're taking far too long to tell you.
We are. Are you ready?
Go on then.
3, 2, 1. All I want for Christmas is you by Mariah Carey.
we were not in sync at all.
Brilliant. Yes, absolutely. As soon as those bells start chiming, as soon as I hear
them little jingles at start, I sit, the volume doubles. It's got to go up, and I'll just put it on loop. I'll annoy everybody. I don't care. And you try and sing along to it, and you sound like a dead cat. You sound nothing like her.
I don't think you can beat those vocals. She's got an incredible voice.
Yeah, with that note.
Yeah.
There's only one way. There's only one way we did that note, and it involves being kicked somewhere.
No, it involves having something chopped off.
Yeah, true. Might hit it then.
So that's our, we've got a joint number one. I did not know that was your number one. That's brilliant.
Just great taste, see?
Absolutely. So what's your top 5, listeners? Let us know in the comments. As we leave you, it's important to take time to think of those who are going to be alone this Christmas, and where possible, if we can, to do something to bring Christmas cheer and Christmas joy to their lives. For some, Christmas is going to be a great time of year. For others, it isn't. And it's also worth remembering that there are going to be those that are going to be working over Christmas. Our emergency services, those within the NHS, the paramedics, the doctors, the nurses, police, and the fire service as well.
And I just want to remind you that of the hashtag #JoinIn on Twitter. You can keep someone company, even if it's just for a short time while you're waiting for your dinner to finish, or you're between opening your presents, or between waiting for family to turn up. You can help someone feel less lonely and give them that little bit of Christmas joy that they otherwise wouldn't have had. And I wish you all a very Merry Christmas.
Yes, and I'd like to wish you all a very Merry Christmas as well. And I think from the both of us, we would like to wish you a very happy New Year, as we won't see you until the new year. We finished the show with our top 5 Christmas songs, and we've put a little something together for you all as a little Christmas gift, and we're going to be leaving you on that. It's cheesy, it's camp, it's fun, and we hope that you enjoy it. This is The Gaily Christmas.
Under the rainbow lights were shining. colored bulb is bright and gay. Nigel and Joshua guiding through the winter stars on our sleigh. Oh, the Daily Digest hums LGBTQ news and fun. Warm your heart till Christmas comes. Nigel and Joshua #1. Stockings full of pride and cheer. Listen close and you will hear stories bold and voices clear, whispering love in your ear. From the North Pole to your heart, we bring joy that won't depart. Every jingle a brand new start. Tales of love that play their part. From the North Pole to your heart, we bring joy that won't depart. Every jingle a brand new start. Tales of love that play their part. The Daily Digest hums LGBTQ news and fun. Warm your heart till Christmas comes. Nigel and Joshua #1. Snowflakes fall, but love stands tall. Colors blend and break the wall. Unity for one and all. Gaily bells that never stop. Snowflakes fall, but love stands tall. Colors blend and break the wall. Unity for one and all. Gaily bells that never stop.